Hi there, Liz. Damien here over at Pikes Peak Acura. I know you just spoke to my manager, Austin, and you wanted a quick video of this 2018 MDX that you inquired about. I'm going to give it to you right now. Starting in the passenger seat, I want you to know that it is electronic. Very useful. You can go forward, backward, up and down in the front, up and down in the back, and then some leaning. Now coming over here to the back seats, you're going to see one push of a button to get into the third row, right there. And then to get this to go back, you just push it. If you pull this lever, you can lay it completely flush. Now coming to the trunk here, this is one of the best spots. Cool thing about this trunk is this has some additional storage. You can put it where you see fit. Then the spare tire is going to be underneath here. You push that down, the jack and everything is right there. Now, if you want it to be completely flush front to back, you can drop that seat down, and as you can see, it goes completely flush. Now, Liz, one of the cool things about these MDXs is they have a safety feature. Right here, you're going to see that you have your button to close the back door. Say you press it and a little kid gets in the way or something, it's not going to squish them. It's just going to go right back up. Now coming back over here to the back seat again, I want you to see that there's rear climate control with some additional charging spots. The cool thing about this is there's a spot underneath here with a pull bar. You can move the seat forward and backward as you see fit. Now, Liz, we're getting to the best part of the car, the driver's seat. You're going to see memory seating, which correlates with the mirror, the seat, steering wheel, and the radio stations. There's going to be two keys, driver 1 and driver 2 on the back of them. Adjustments for the mirrors, window locks, lock all the windows so only the driver 1 opens. It is one touch all the way around. Now coming over here, you're going to have kind of the same setup with the forward, backward, up, down, lean, and then lumbar support. Now, Liz, coming over here, I want to go over all these features. What brake hold does is, say you're at like a stoplight or a stop sign or something like that and you're tired of holding the brake, you can press this button while your foot's on the brake. It's going to hold the brake until you give it gas. This is an electric parking brake. To activate it, you just put your foot on the brake and then you push it in and it's activated. When I do that, there's a little brake light that comes up right there. Deactivate it like that. Road departure mitigation warning. What that one does is there's a little black box here behind the rear view mirror that's measuring the lines on the road. If you go over the line a little bit with this guy, it's going to shake the steering wheel and give you an audible warning. Traction control, just recommend leaving that one on. Forward collision mitigation warning. It's a mouthful, but what that one does is if you get too close to the car in front of you or they start braking and you didn't realize it, it's going to give you a warning. It's going to pop up the word brake right there and tell you to slow down. It's an electric telescopic steering wheel. Now, Liz, as sad as this is, I have to show everybody how these work here in Colorado because it just seems to be a foreign concept to people. The turn signals. This has paddle shifters as well. Over here, you're going to have hands-free radio and phone control. And this is where you can adjust the volume or change the station. I have the radio off, so it's not going to work right now. Coming over here, you have hands-free cruise control with infotainment. So what this one does is as I scroll it, you'll see right over here that you can see all kinds of different things. Now coming back down here, this is adaptive cruise control. What adaptive cruise control does is when I press it, you'll see these lines pop up. Each line is about 1 car length or 10 meters. So what's going on is when I have my cruise controls turned on and I have this guy turned on at the same time, it's going to read the car in front of me and say dude's doing 55 and a 65 and you have your cruise control set at 65, this car will slow down accordingly. So that way you do not hit him. Now coming down here, this is lane keep assist. Now when I press this button, you'll see those lines pop up right there. Those lines will turn solid when you're doing 45 to 90 miles per hour. What this one does is it'll actually keep you in between the lanes. We're going back to this box right here. It's measuring the lines on the road. Say you're driving and you have to turn around and yell at a kid or something, and you have that turned on, it's actually going to correct the steering just a little bit for you. Wipers over here, front wipers, rear wipers right here. Coming over here, this is not a touchscreen. This correlates with these buttons down here. For instance, if you want on Bluetooth, you press this button to connect to Bluetooth. This is where you can see all the infotainment stuff, like the average gas mileage, things like that. This is for Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, which the plug-in is right here for it. Settings, brightness, and then this right here is how you, say you go into settings, this is how you change it. And then you click it in when you find one that you want to change. And you can press it over, or you can scroll and do it that way. Now coming down here, this is going to be your radio and climate control. You're going to have your radio function here, FM, AM, Sirius, CD player, auxiliary, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, Bluetooth. As I told you before, the radio is off. To turn it on, just click that guy in. I'm not sure where the volume was at. Sorry about that. Eject button for the CD. I'm going to turn that back off for us so it's not in the background. This is where you can turn the climate control on and off. When press the button, you'll see right here is temperature for driver's side. Let me turn the fan down so you can actually hear me. This is temperature for the driver's side. It is split temperature or dual temperature, dual climate control. And to get that to work, you can change the temperature as you see fit. As you notice, it says 71 here, low over here. So that means that they are not synced up and that the passenger side is colder than the driver's side. To sync them up, you press this button right here, and you press the sync button. Simple as can be. You can also adjust the temperature one at a time right here. There is also heated seats with the vehicle. You can change it like that, or you can click on it. Auto, what auto does is it correlates with the temperature in the car. So if I were to raise the temperature up, for instance, the heated seat will turn on here momentarily. But it is way too hot today to do that. Fan controls how you want the mode to be. AC and sync. Fan speed, you can adjust it down here if your fingers aren't going to be in the way, or you can click where you want, or the plus and minus arrow. You do have rear climate control up here as well. You can lock it if you have dogs or anything like that. That's going to cause issues just by pressing that button, or you can unlock it and let them do as they see fit back there. You have front defrost, rear defrost with side mirror defrost as well. Coming down here, there's some additional charging right there with a little bit of coin space. Cup holders, some additional charging. Now this is the transmission. To get it to work, use your finger. It's a push button transmission. This is reverse. It does have a backup camera, 3 different views. To change the view, you click this button. It's kind of hard to see, but there it is for you. Neutral, drive. As you notice when I'm changing them, that changes right there. Now I know you're probably wondering what that S was. That is the sport mode. That activates the paddle shifters. So if you're feeling frisky and you want to use the paddle shifters, you just press the drive/sport button twice. And there's park. Now dynamic mode. What dynamic mode does is when I press it, you'll see 3 different modes here. Every time I press it, it changes. Comfort is going to get you the best gas mileage, the most comfortable ride. Normal, just going to be a normal drive for you. Sport is going to tighten the suspension, the steering, and also have you shift at a higher RPM. You can also change this while you are driving too. Now, coming up here, you're going to see that there's some additional controls. You have your garage functions here. You're going to have your sunroof here with lights here. You also have your taco holder for when you get one too many tacos at Taco Bell. Sunroof is right there. Now coming up here, I wanted to show you the engine as well. It's pretty well covered, but I figured I'd show it to you anyway. Now that all the doors are shut, let me give you a quick walk around of the exterior so you can see everything on that. I did want to point out this, since we are full disclosure, I do want to point out that there is a minor dent right here in the front fender. Very minor, doesn't affect how it drives at all. But we are full disclosure, so we will point that out to you. Alright Liz, let me know if you have any additional questions. Again, my name is Damien over here at Pikes Peak Acura. My direct cell phone number is 507-398-2442. It is a Minnesota number, just never changed it. Been here for about 4 years. Feel free to text or call me if you have any questions, okay? Have a great day, Liz.